It's one thing to know what you want in life, but it's also another thing to actually receive it. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 steps that you can actually take to set your goals and achieve them. So in other words, how to set your goals and how to achieve them. Alright, so welcome. My name is Nicholas Mighty. I'm a coach, I'm a life and business coach, right? So you're in the right place and I'm excited that you're here. Every week I do videos like these just to keep in touch and to keep others like you motivated. My sole reason and my number one goal every single day is to help at least one person. And I'm talking about supporting, helping, whatever you might call it. If you find this video helpful, that's exactly what I wanted to do for you. So if I am able to do that for you, I have achieved my goal for today, right? So in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 steps in how you can set goals and how you can actually achieve these goals. Now, all of these, how you set and how to achieve, are combined in the 6 steps. So listen attentively and watch until the end of the video. And if you like content like this, content that's to take you to an amazing direction, to a specific direction that you want to go in an amazingly quick way, then subscribe to this channel. And if you find this video useful, please share it with your family, friends, and work colleagues, anybody that you think needs it. But number one step that you would take is to make a list of your goals, right? So making a list of your goals is very important. That's when you write down your desires, your thoughts, the ideas that you have. These things have been given to us by divinity or by God, whoever you call God in your own language or in your own way of understanding. They have been given to us to navigate life and to understand how to contribute to life, right? So how do you know what to contribute and how to contribute? Is by listening to your spirit and to your heart, right? Because that's where there is communication from the universe, right? So in other words, listening to yourself so deeply. So you just get a pen and paper and write down these goals, write down the things that you actually want to do in life. And step number 2 would be to choose what is most important amongst those things that you have written down, right? So let's say you've written down a number of things. The other thing you would do, or that's the next step to take, is to actually write down what it is that you think is most important. Now, how do you know what's really most important if you've written down a number of things? I use one golden rule, and this is the rule that I use. You might use something different, or you might know outright what is really important or very important from your list. But I use one golden rule, and that is I try to identify one thing which if I achieve would also affect the others, right? Would affect the others, of course, in a positive way. Now, this kind of achievement usually, this kind of goal sometimes or most of the times is financial. But it could be other things. When you achieve a financial goal, it helps you to go on holiday. It helps you to see your family more. It helps you get what I mean? So achieving that one goal could actually affect the others as well. So it's very, very important that you consider one single goal. It doesn't mean that you forget about the rest. Keep the rest of the list, right? Keep it, because you need to check as to whether you reach those goals and you tick them off. And the best thing about writing these goals, especially handwriting them, is very, very important. So please always handwrite your goals. You could use digital, but I recommend handwriting, and the reason for handwriting is it is one sure way to download from the universe your thoughts, your ideas. You download them and they stick. It's a solid step that you can take to bring them down to your understanding, right? And the other third thing that third step to take is write down your why, right? Now, getting to write down your why is very, very important. And I'm sure you've heard of the saying or the quotation that if you if you feel like quitting, remember why you started in the first place. And that's very, very important, right? Because if you remember why you started, you will never quit. So it's important to write down your why and make sure you have a reason why you want to go after that goal. And if you don't have enough reason, you might want to go back to your list of goals to double check and see if it was the most important to you. And the fourth step to take in setting your goals and achieving them is to create a goal card. Now, a goal card is something really simple. It's a briefcase. It's basically a small card that where you write your specific goal, one specific goal. And the reason for writing it is so that you can have a look at that card once in a while, at least 2 times a day. I recommend when you wake up in the morning first thing, and when you go to bed as the last thing before you sleep. So you look at that goal, and you could say, let's say you have a goal of achieving $5,000 or 5,000 pounds or whatever currency you use, or 5,000 by the end of that month, or by the end of a certain period, or let's say a quarter or a year or 2 years, you want to reach that amount in income. Then you write it down on that goal card, and then you can laminate it, make sure it's beautiful, but make sure it's not stuffed with a lot of things. Make sure it's very clear, and put a date when you want to achieve that goal. That will help you. It will help. And every time you look at it, it reminds your subconscious mind that this is a very important goal, that this is actually priority to you, because your subconscious mind works according to priorities. That's your mind works according to priorities. So it prioritizes the things that you say more often, or the things that you actually see more often. So it's very, very important. And the next step, which is step number 5, is to read your goal card. Right? It's one thing to write down or create a goal card, but it's another thing to read it. So make sure you read it aloud to yourself, first thing when you wake up, and last thing before you go to bed, and as many times as you want to add in the middle of the day. The most important thing is consistency. So if you're going to do it twice, when you wake up and when you go to bed, that's really important that you keep up to those 2 times and make sure you do it, because everything is about consistency. You ain't going nowhere if you're not consistent, which is actually what I call being disciplined. And the last step in setting your goals and achieving them is action. Action is very, very important. Without action, if you don't take action, let's say from this video, let's say you learned something, if you don't take action, that would mean nothing. It wouldn't change anything. It doesn't make a difference if I inspire you today to take action about your life, and then you don't take the action. That doesn't help you. So the video doesn't serve you. But I'm sure you're going to take action, because that's why you're watching this video. And I know that you're disciplined, and I know, and you have to say these things to yourself sometimes. Even when you don't believe you are disciplined, you gotta say these things to yourself, because then your mind will pick them up and make them priority, and then get you to that level, point you in that direction. So action is very important. And let's say, for example, you wrote down your goal, and I'm going to give an example. Let's say the goal that we had in mind is to earn 5,000 pounds or $5,000 every month. Maybe you want to reach that goal by November, right? Let's say you have 3 months to November and you want to reach that goal. So the action that you would take is to behave or act as if you have already reached that goal. So that's very, very important, because your mind doesn't know about the past. It records information, but it doesn't work according to the past and doesn't work according to the future. It works according to the now. So if you behave and if you act as if you have already reached a goal, your mind actually thinks that you have reached a goal. It's one nice way to lie to yourself, right? To lie to your mind. The only lie to yourself, the only lie that you tell yourself that actually works. So that's very, very important. So it's important to take action. So you can take action. So you imagine whatever goal you set, imagine that you have reached the goal that you want to reach, and what would your life be like? How would your life change? Let's say, for example, you have a goal of reaching 5,000 pounds every single month. One of the goals that you could set, and this is an example, you could say, I will take first class flights, or I will take business class flights every time that I fly, right? I fly twice a year, then I'll take business class flights. I think you would afford it, right? Depending on your expenses. And so that's very, very important. So you look at that. So your mind gets trained to think, and it begins to think that you have actually reached that goal, right? And one key thing that I did not mention earlier, when setting your goal and writing it on a goal card, write it as if it is actually happening or already happened. Write it as if it has already been achieved. So for example, I want to earn 5,000 per month by the end of a certain period. I would write it in such a way that I am earning 5,000 every single month, right? So that I would write it in present tense as if it is happening already, right? Because your mind doesn't understand doesn't understand the past and doesn't understand the future. It works according to the now. So thank you very much, and I hope this video has helped you to take action. If you would like to download a copy or get a copy of the goal card that I use, then have a look in the description. You will see a link to an article, and in there I have placed a goal card which you can download for free. You can customize it to whatever you want, and you can use it, and it will help you, right? So thank you very much. I hope you write down your goals, and I hope you take some actions after this video. Bless you.